Well then, let's get this started then. We're back in Vanaheim. Or not Vanaheim. Alfheim. Yeah, that place.
Mm.
And we want to go here.
Mayor, I never asked how it felt to lose your head.
What would you have me say? That it tickled?
Merely curious.
If you wish to derive some satisfaction from my pain, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Kratos swung swift and true, didn't you, brother? I felt nary a scratch.
Shame.
If I can find the Raven I missed out here anywhere.
Mimir, you may continue. But Freya,
Oh, yes. Well, the Aesir grew all too easily impatient with the subtle agricultural magic Freyr had offered to school them in. So when things went wrong, they blamed their teacher.
so Freya was a guest when Odin burned him.
Not exactly. Odin didn't mind locking Freyr up. He saw the potential of the magic and wanted to know more than how to improve crop yield. It was a mob of lesser Aesir, bitter and short-sighted, who tied him up and lit him aflame as punishment for the sabotage they imagined him guilty of. Obviously, he survived. In fact, he used the opportunity to escape. But such an affront made war inevitable.
Freyr certainly wasn't the same after that. At least for a while. His carefree ways were replaced with nightmares, paranoia, and lashing out. It doesn't excuse what he said at my wedding, but I do understand where his anger came from.
There you are.
Freya, there's something I've always wanted to ask. What was it Hrimthur whispered to you?
Who?
Hrimthur, the son of Thormur, the stone man. He disguised himself and built Asgard's wall.
Oh, yes. One of the many occasions Odin saw fit to involve me in a wager without my consent. I wish I could say that was the
So,
worst of his husbandly habits.
everything out here that I can do.
What wager?
I've told this story, brother.
And now she may tell her own.
There isn't that much to tell. I knew nothing of it at first, surely because Odin didn't expect to lose the bet.
Wait. Let us look this way.
Much of the sand has been cleared away, but another storm rages beyond that pass, which must mean...
Another Hafgufa.
Another Hafgufa. Let's go rescue it.
Meki.
The Yata.
I remember when Freyr and I traveled to this realm as children. The desert was healthy and full of life back then. I can't help but fear that era has ended for good and our efforts here are futile.
It's a fair concern. Healing this land will take more than a pair of singing Hafgufa. But I have to believe in the long run, we're doing right by Alfheim.
Oh, I got another gateway at least. The Forbidden Sands.
Best we start looking for a way underground.
Keep a lookout for a cave!
There's a lot of stuff here. Peace.
I see an entrance!
Well, let's go then.
I hope Freyr will appreciate our work here in the desert. I wonder if he knows how poorly this realm has fared in his absence.
Aye. Hearing the Song of the Sands again is a rare privilege, even if it's only a solo act.
Or a duet, once this Hafgufa is free. This architecture. It is not of the Dark Elves.
An abandoned ancient settlement by the looks of it. Built long before the Lightwell's creation.
More hive matter as well.
I'd say we're on the right track then.
Smack. Give me chest. This way then. Nothing. Nothing else up here either. Oh, you're not having a good day.
No effect. Perhaps a different arrow. This kind of hive material is sensitive to sounds. How odd.
Come on.
When I last came here with you and Atreus, I assumed the absence of Alfheim's light was an aberration. I didn't realize it was covered by hive matter.
Aye. And as far as the Dark Elves are concerned, it's that light column in the center of the temple that's the aberration. Just look at how old some of these surfaces are. Far older than the Lightwell, or even our trapped Hafgufa for that matter.
That's quite the empathetic perspective, Martin.
Well, dangle from a burly god's backside for a few winters, and you'll find yourself looking for all sorts of new perspectives.
I go down here? Nope. I can't stop doing that.
More hives.
That's not the reflecty stuff? Okay.
Too thick for that. Maybe the Twilight Stone on the ground will help.
Oh, you can see that there.
Well, there you go.
Rich, left flank!
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
Brother, the wee bastard's about to explode!
Come on.
Enemies on the left! Enemies to your left!
You pick up a pull. Good thing to boost those things on. Burn. Yeah. What I need for this now? Still a ways to go on that. We making progress. Or this is nothing? This thing is glowing blue thing is nothing? Okay then.
Light elves.
Big ball of light coming your way!
Bye.
Left side, Kratos! Incoming poison up above!
One left!
Hope I can get the full one off.
Light elves don't often travel underneath the barons, do they?
Territory changes hands often in Alfheim. Or so it appears.
Big Beard did mention that these ruins have historical significance for the Light Elves. I assume they're only here to keep intruders out.
Well, at least they tried.
What does this say?
I suspect the corpse below would disagree.
No sacrifice in vain. A corpse lay below this one. I wonder if the poor soul wrote it before expiring, or was written on by the field who caused said expiration. That's where I came from. Full health, so I don't need to use that. You have to get that from the other side, so down I go.
Good
Yo.
eye. Let's continue, shall we?
Guess I'm climbing down.
Enemy, left flank!
Where?
I hope freeing these Hafgufas will allow them to breed again. It was a dazzling display once. The skies of Alfheim filled with their song.
I imagine it's the lack of fresh light that's caused this pair to grow abnormally large. No use in having babies if there's nothing for them to feed on.
Trying to protect their children from a harsh world. I can relate.
Break them all. Is this something special? I came in. Okay, let's not be able to do that yet. Let's see what that does. Aha! Look, it's a Hafgufa on the thing. Yeah, I like my ice beam. Got you, a little yipping thingy. Yo.
I wonder if these two comprehend the choice they face once free.
What choice do you speak of?
The life cycle of the Hafgufa. In order to breed, they must pass on their light to their children.
And without light, they will die.
I suppose that's all any of us can hope for in the end. That our death has purpose. That we can live on through our children. Well, given another chance, I know what choice I will make.
Almost got you freed, buddy.
Well done. Time to set it loose.
Aye, back to the surface then. Behind you! Behind you, watch out!
Gotcha.
A pipe.
Used in many of Freyr's blessings, I imagine.
Ceremonial pipe. Given Freyr's temperament, one can imagine saw a great deal of use, not that I blame him. It's said that some of the Alfheim's flora was particularly well suited for recreation. More thing Fimbulwinter took from the realm, I suppose. A shame, too. I was rather interested to learn whether or not my current bodily situation allowed me to reap any hallucinogen effects from Alfheim's herbs. Whispering Slab. Neat. Give me that hack silver. Why does it feel like I'm missing something in here? Maybe I'm not. Okay then.
The fate of these creatures reminds me of a story.
Does it?
There once was a blacksmith whose king commanded him to construct a box that could contain all the evils of the world. But no metal could hold such a power. So the blacksmith used the flame
Kratos, is this a story meant to ease my grief?
Perhaps it is just a story. A way to pass the time.
I appreciate the sentiment, but, well, your stories,
What about my stories?
I wouldn't exactly call them a comfort.
Fair. Mimir is the better storyteller.
Now, don't sell yourself short, brother. Come a long way from the days of laconic fables.
It's okay. Finish your story, Kratos.
The blacksmith's daughter was the key to unlocking the box. He died trying to protect her from
Well, at least it's a relatable story.
Yep, Pandora's box. Or chests. Always open the chest. Ah, it's the other side of that.
It appears we've overstayed our welcome in Alfheim. Yet again. Oh, I felt that one, brother. Come on, Kratos.
I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button there.
Enemy behind you! Watch your right! Time to end this storm.
Forget sometimes it prompts you to do L1 for block stuff. Then I hit R1. Glad I did that. Purple thing.
Jewelry.
Oh? Put it on one of my horns. Let's see if I can pull it off.
Another lovely piece of jewelry crafted by one of Freyr's Light Elf supporters. Seems to be a bracelet hand-formed to fit Freyr's wrist, which introduced the question, why was it discarded? Was Freyr somewhat done with gifts and jewelry that he simply couldn't find a place for it? Perhaps wear it from a time only to cast it off possibly in anger or shame or some combination of the two. Once he sped back to Vanaheim to stop Freyr's wedding.
No.
That's better at that. Do something? Nope.
An elven library.
An archive of knowledge.
No sign of the Light Elves.
For now.
Maybe they've left for the day. We can browse at our leisure.
Lore. All villagers must observe strict silence inside the library, even in the vestibule passageway, grand hall, mezzanine, and upper circle. No books will leave the premises for any reason, under penalty of death. Transcription of any material within the library are expressly forbidden. Damage to library materials due to carelessness, including creases, folds, annotations, and such like, even accidental, will not be tolerated. Combustibles, libations, and liquids of any kind are forbidden. Visitors must check in with the present librarian before leaving the library. Failure to adhere to these rules result in immediate punishment, determined by the present librarian. Damn, there's some hardcore librarians. Trying to view it in the Codex. I don't know which one it is, so...
So, these are the Valine schematics, eh?
You know of him.
Aye. One of the most gifted dwarven smiths around. Until he developed a conscience, anyhow.
These texts alone are not enough to end the Elven War. But restricting their access only serves those who wish to prolong it.
Taking a page out of Odin's book.
Aye. Quite the advantage for the Light Elves.
There's a lot of stuff in here. Sweet. Council's Journal.
This book is sealed, but there is an inscription. The consul.
Big Veer spoke of an exile of the same name. Odds are he'd like a gander at that particular text.
Another lore.
All this knowledge of their ancestors. Their shared history, poetry.
We are the caretakers of truth, the arbiters of knowledge, protectors of this repository of enlightenment. This is back to our earliest writings. Ancient as the sands, it is sacred duty to protect our elven learnings and prevent the possible spread to those who cannot reconcile the wisdom from within these walls. The benighted masses cannot be trusted, cannot be expected to assimilate these truths. They lack the intellectual fortitude to absorb and accept the device nature of certain revelations. This suppression is not cruelty, nor is it an attempt to control. It is mercy, pure and simple. Never forget that.
Just sitting here. Forgotten. What a waste.
I figured maybe one of Odin's ravens was hiding in here, but I guess not. Not gonna get intact in here? Okay then.
Ah, it appears the librarian would like a word.
Lata Framborg.
Sounds like she wants that journal back.
No.
Switching!
Shield strike!
Okay. No, you don't get away from me.
Kratos, are you okay?
Okay, I did bad on that fight.
Use a shield strike!
Forget there's two.
Kratos, are you okay? Switching arrows!
Come on, Kratos, off your back!
Gotta remember, there's two attacks. Two attacks.
Changing arrows!
Nasty hit! You alright, brother?
Stop with the goddamn combos!
Use a shield strike! Come on, Kratos! Off your back!
Why am I doing so bad in this fight?
Shield strike now! Switching arrows!
Why was that 3 that time? Get back here.
They're healing!
She thinks she's protecting them by hiding all this knowledge away.
Our ally wishes to read this journal. We are taking the book.
We didn't kill her.
I'm impressed. Thought you were going to end her.
When last we traveled here, after Faye passed, I killed an elf of great importance. The ramifications were dire for his people. I do not wish to make the same mistake twice.
Now where's the big thing? There it is. Now I'll be able to see. Full Gotha.
If my stories are of no comfort, take solace in knowing you did what you thought. Was best for your son's safety. Even these creatures know. There is little choice for a parent. You are not alone.
I'm not, am I? And now neither are they. Incredible.
The Song of the Sands. Wow. Didn't know I could get misty. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Kratos. This land sings once more. We've done good here.
And the lore spoiled what happened.
No rush to leave yet, is there? Who knows what kind of adventures await us in a freshly lit barrens?
Or is this the cave I went in? I think that was the cave I actually went in.
Hit the light orb!
There we go. Give me treasure.
Locked. It requires 2 keys.
What are they keeping back there?
That's the beauty of a locked door. It could be anything. Monsters, treasure. Knowing our luck, it'll be a bit of both.
Yeah, probably. I don't want to do that thing yet.
A token.
A badge of honor. The elves made a few.
Token depicting Freyr's likeness, crafted by and for those elves who supported the young god as attempts to find peace. The height of Freyr popularity, these tokens adorned more elvish homes than they did not. Remember that one thing which is invaluable in small doses, outright deadly in large ones. Hope.
They'd hang them up outside their dwellings. Show
Screw
their
it, let's try it.
support. That's all my brothers.
Where we hang on to them?
What the hell is this thing?
If Freyr didn't bother taking them on the way to Alfheim, he wouldn't have been selling them to the dwarves.
Careful!
Okay. I guess I did it. No, I didn't.
Come on, Kratos!
I felt that one, brother.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try that again. Not until I get a little more strong, leveled up. Finally get out of the way, please.
Freya, you were just beginning to tell us the story of Hrimthur, the stonemason's son, and the wager Odin and Vol'jin.
Yes. All right.
Hold. We will finish later.
I want the map. And that's the way I came in.
Freya, you were just beginning to tell us the story of Hrimthur, the stonemason's son, and the wager Odin and Vol'jin.
Yes. All right. A mysterious mason had to build the entire wall in 3 turns of the season.
2! It was 2!
And if he was late, he'd be owed nothing. But if he succeeded, he was promised an audience with the queen. Or so I learned one day when Odin burst into our bedchambers, raging and half drunk before noon, telling me to get dressed and go see what the mason wants. So, off I went, not knowing what had truly been promised or expected. Dagger stashed in my robe for emergency. And this mason, this giant in disguise,
His name was Hrimthur.
he just smiled to see me. And as you said, he whispered in my ear. He said the Aesir had killed his father, and he needed to know that one day they'd burn for it. I pointed out I was Aesir now too, technically. He gave me a look, as if he somehow knew better, and continued. He said he'd built in a structural flaw behind the Asgard Realm Tower.
I knew it! How do we make use of it?
We don't. He said Surtur would know what to do. And if Surtur's approaching Asgard's wall,
Then it is already Ragnarok.
Aye, blast it. I hoped it might have given us another way.
What is that?
A phantom! Rogue magic!
Oh.
Aim for the runic core!
Bloody hell, look at that thing!
Steady your guard! Alpha!
Above you! Watch out!
Now, attack!
Where is it? Where is it?
Close in! Attack!
Kratos, the springs! Bring them down!
What?
That's it!
Give yourself an opening! Don't waste it!
Did I do something there? Okay. I was not expecting that fight. Was not expecting it.
What is that?
A phantom! Rogue magic! Aim for the runic core!
Bloody hell, look at that thing!
It's vulnerable when it glows!
Attack!
I felt that one, brother!
Stop it!
Attack!
Need to take out those slings, brother!
That's it!
Where are the other ones? This one's closer. Hit it, please.
Switching!
Come on, Kratos! Off your back!
What is that?
A phantom! Rogue magic! Aim for the runic core!
Bloody hell, look at that thing!
It's vulnerable when it glows!
Close in! Attack!
Kratos, the springs! Bring them down! Switching!
Get over here.
The Alpha!
Nasty hit! You alright, brother?
Yeah, I hit the wrong buttons there and I died because of it. I will kill this thing. It is doable.
What is that?
A phantom! Rogue magic! Aim for the runic core!
Bloody hell, look at that thing!
Close in! Attack! Close in!
The
Attack!
Alpha! Attack the spring! Hurry before it recovers!
Oh, I can get two in one thing. Good to know.
Alpha!
Close in! Attack!
Nicely done! Keep on it!
Alpha!
Nasty hit! You all right, brother?
Now, attack!
Got it this time. I think.
It's over! Time to put it down!
Well, that was an interesting fight.
Yet another gift